So this is a first for us. We were actually just sitting around the house and Erica happened to step right over here on the carpet and noticed that it was wet. Her sock got wet and it's actually still damp now. And we don't know where the water was coming from or why it was wet. We thought maybe Cam had an accident in the house while we were gone, but that's not the case at all. It actually just smells like old standing water. Like maybe it's been there for a while and it's starting to smell like mildew. And so not really sure where that's coming from. This is a first. We've never had to deal with this problem. So we're going to try to figure out what that's all about. So we have 2 pieces of carpet and it was really wet right along the edge here. And it's also wet kind of, where was it? Yeah, right here in the center. So it's kind of weird, but right here you can kind of lift it up and you can feel that the carpet is damp. This piece right here is what slides in and out. And this right here, the slide slides on top of it. This sits still. But let me show you guys something. Because I got to look in. I don't know if you can see that. That, I can put my whole finger in there. That is outside. And so we've had a lot of rain this week. And what I'm thinking is that a lot of moisture got in. And when you live in an RV and you have slides, you're going to have these tiny little gaps that are usually covered and you can't visibly see them unless you're really looking for them most of the time. So we have the package in our RV where it's insulated so you can live in it year round. No matter the weather. All of that to say, with the temperature changing, coming and going, all the rain we've got this week, the cold weather, the hot weather, it's been nuts this week here in Atlanta area. There's condensation building up, and I think that is creating a lot of moisture. Now, that still might not explain why it's all concentrated in one place right here, but that's something that we're going to have to look into. Here's under the slide right here. And then where I had just poked my finger through is right here. Is that hole there. And you see it's covered with these rubber pieces here. And so for water to have gotten up in there is just, it doesn't make sense. It's not logical. But condensation to build up, that is a possibility. I just don't understand how that would be concentrated in that one spot on the carpet. So I'm really puzzled right now as to what caused that dampness. But checking out the exterior, everything looks really good. So got to looking in the bathroom because condensation builds up in there, of course, because you know you take a shower and all the heat needs to go somewhere. But if you look up here, this is our vent. This whole thing, this blue hood, let's see here. This blue hood was covered with water. And so I double checked the seal and everything. Well, that seal is still intact. It's still in place. And so all the water that was inside of this blue hood was condensation. And I think it's because we had the heat going because it was so cold. And then it was competing with that outside temperature and it was just sweating on the inside of the house. So there's other areas in the house where water might condense, and that's behind, like on these walls here, they start to sweat, and so sometimes we'll just kind of run our hands across it and kind of make sure there's no moisture. And we'll do this particularly in our bedroom. All right, so this is one of the hollow spaces on the side of the bed. This is the left side. You got the wall there. There's like, I don't know what that black box leads to, but it leads to the outside. And then you have this wall here. And if I run my hand across here, I could feel how cold it is. And so what ends up happening is condensation can build up on this wall. So I'm gonna put one of these Damprids in there. It's such a tight space. All right, there we go. I'm gonna try to put it as far back as possible. There we go, so I can still fit my tower fan back there. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other side. The other side is a little bit more difficult to get to because it's not as much space as this one is. so I can't put the camera back there and really get a good angle to show you guys. So I'm gonna go do that now. And that one, I was able to squeeze my hand back there and feel the wall, and it's actually damp from condensation. Like I pull my hand out and my hand was wet with water. So that one has a lot of moisture in it. So I'm gonna go do that now, guys. I did a little bit of research, and this tends to be a common issue in RVs where they'll just start to collect moisture. And it's something to be aware of and to take note of, because the last thing you want is for one of these areas that you can't visibly see or you don't always look at. You don't want water to collect there or moisture, and then you'll have mold and mildew, and then that's a real problem, right? Luckily, that's not the case. I don't think that's the case for us. It's a matter of balancing the different temperatures, and basically the house is sweating. So I think if we stay on top of it, we'll be okay. What I'm gonna do now, guys, I gotta get to blow drying this wet spot on the carpet, trusty blow dryer, and I'm gonna get to work doing that. All right, guys, so basically we don't know what's really causing it. We have a working theory that it's condensation, and we're hoping that's what it is, because if it isn't condensation, that means we have a real problem, and that it's probably a leak, or there's a hole somewhere and water's getting in from the outside, and that is the last thing we want, because that would mean we'd have to take our house in for service, and that is not fun. That is actually a pain in the ass, and we've had to do it before. So, and it's expensive. And so, yeah, we'd rather, we're hoping and betting that it's condensation. But if we find otherwise, or if we figure something out, you know, we will keep you updated. So anyways, I'm working from home today, so I got to get back to work. But I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.